I want to thank everyone for clicking on this video. I want you to subscribe to this YouTube channel if you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel. This is a story of Boss Trell, aka Max Payne. Rodney Stewart was born on April 11th, 1995. He grew up and was raised on the south side of Chicago, Inglewood area. That is a very known area to other gangs as well, like O Block. Boss Trell was a gangster disciple from the GD set that was actually from STL EBT 63rd. Boss Trell obviously was ops with O Block 300 and 600. Boss Trell was very close with rappers such as FBG Cash, FBG Duck, FBG Young, and Dutchie, and Lil J. It would not take long before Boss Trell would jump off the porch and would start getting into the streets real heavy. He was known at a very young age to be a shooter. The whole 63rd knew Boss Trell and knew that he was willing to take it there. The first encounter that would spark rumors around the internet is that in 2011, Boss Trell and another person that I would not enlist in this video was involved in the murder and hit on D-Thing from 600. D-Thing was a known shooter as well from 600. There were rumors that Boss Trell was actually the one who was involved in that murder. Boss Trell was very skilled when it came to weapons and marksmanship. There's actually a few videos of Boss Trell on YouTube that is his face being covered up, but it shows him cleaning guns, taking them apart and putting them back together. Even though Boss Trell didn't show his face a lot, sometimes he can often be seen in the background in FBG Duck's music videos. There was even a song called FBG Duck Answered, where he said Boss Trell didn't really like spending money on clothes and flashy things. He would rather go buy guns and bullets for the ops and for the everyday life that he had to live in Chicago. Boss Trell would go on to post tweets taunting the ops, saying that he was a well-known hitter, and Boss Trell would begin to do more hits. Now, whether Boss Trell had more bodies than we actually know, we will never know. But one thing I know is that he was involved in multiple murders and a lot of shootings. And he pretty much put St. Lawrence on his back, as he was well respected by the point and was also well worried about when it came to the ops. Boss Trell, what makes him so interesting is that there's not a lot of videos on the internet with him talking, but I found one. Here's the video.
Fuck TY, man.
Boss Trell was known to be very close with FBG Cash. FBG Cash will make a song called The Life I Live and another song titled Dear Boss Trell. In both songs, he will be referred to as Max Payne because when it came to shooting ops and killing ops, he was very skilled at it, and FBG Cash even said that he never missed. And what makes Boss Trell stand out is that there's not a lot of pictures of Boss Trell on the internet, so everyone always wants to know how he was and what he was all about. And they like to see different videos about him. That's why I'm making this video, so people can hear the real story. So now that you have gotten some background about Boss Trell and on his upbringing on STL, EBT 63rd, and on how heavy he was in the streets, now let's take it to the second murder and the second hit that Boss Trell would do that will ultimately lead to Boss Trell's demise. Now this is where the story takes a turn for the worse, in this case of Boss Trell, because the hit that he would do on this day would make him a very huge target for O Block. On February 21st, 2012, Sherrod Liggins, a well-known member and beloved member from O Block 300, was leaving a store when he was gunned down. He was only 19 years old. It was said that the suspect shot Sherrod with the infrared beam from a long distance. No one knew who the suspect was at this time, but the rumors came out that Boss Trell was the suspect that killed Sherrod Liggins, and that he was credited for the killing that killed Sherrod Liggins with that red beam. He even made this post that I believe marked him for death and led him to being killed. Take a look. So a lot of rumors are saying that after Boss Trell made that post on Twitter, he knew that he was in trouble because no one had knew before that Twitter post who really did it. But when he made that post, the ops, O Block, knew exactly who to look for, since Boss Trell had went taunting Sherrod Liggins' death and wanted wanted the world to know that he wanted to take credit also for the hit. Rodney Stewart was living with his grandmother at the time. She said her grandson was a good kid and had plans for his future. But I really don't think Boss Trell's grandmother knew about the stuff that he was doing in the streets because Boss Trell kept that a secret. But his grandmother would go on to say that he knew he was in trouble. Apparently, he bought some bus tickets to move to Iowa to live with 2 friends. But Boss Trell wouldn't get that chance to make the trip because he was gunned down 2 days before moving. Now, revolving around Boss Trell's death is a little tricky because it's 2 ways of this story how Boss Trell was actually killed. One rumor was that King Von, alongside with T-Roy, which you can see in the other video that I made called Get Back Gang, it was rumored that King Von and T-Roy actually killed Boss Trell. But the next story is that he was not killed by anyone from O Block, even though they was wanting to kill Boss Trell. The rumor was that Boss Trell let his sister's boyfriend borrow a gun, and over time when Boss Trell wanted his gun back, the brothers did not want to give the gun back. So Boss Trell, after Sherrod murder, it was rumored that he was going to go and kill the 2 brothers for not wanting to give the gun back. His girlfriend's brothers, of course. And he was going to go and get that ticket and go out of town on November 8th. But before he left, he was going to take care of the situation involving the situation where his girlfriend's brothers did not want to give the gun back, which is what in Chicago they call jumping the gate. On November 6th, it was rumored that Boss Trell went to the house where he was going to go confront the brothers, and a couple of STL members actually stopped Boss Trell and said, "Don't even worry about that. We got more guns over here. Just let that go." But Boss Trell just couldn't let it go. The story goes Boss Trell went over to his girlfriend's house dressed up as a female. He was going over there to pretty much get his gun back, or he was going to take the brothers out. But the brothers got to him first and shot Boss Trell in the back of the head, leaving him in the alley face down. Boss Trell had on leggings and a wig, but he also had a weapon on him because it was rumored that police say that Boss Trell did have a weapon on him when his body was discovered, and he was dressed up like a female, so the brothers were not charged with murder because Boss Trell was found and dressed up as a female and he had a gun on him. I do not know the information of the brothers or who they are. I just know of the story that was told from members from STL, EBT, and 63rd. Boss Trell was found in the alley face down and was taken to the hospital. Everyone on 63rd heard the news and rushed to the hospital. There's an image going around on the internet that shows FBG Cash holding a brain dead Boss Trell's hand, in which information says that he was in the hospital brain dead for 2 days. On November 8th, Boss Trell couldn't hold on any longer and he passed away. O Block was happy that Boss Trell was gone, and on November 8th was actually supposed to be the day Boss Trell was supposed to leave to go to Iowa. Boss Trell was very respected by STL. STL did not let the legend die. They made sure everyone knew who Boss Trell was and made sure that he was very well respected and even made a day for Boss Trell. Some mistakes that Boss Trell made. One is that Boss Trell had already been in the streets and had killed members from 600 and 300. So when he killed Sherrod, he already had killers out looking for him. He should have just laid low because obviously he was not arrested for the crime. So he could have just went to Iowa and left the past Chicago gangbanging lifestyle behind him. The next thing is, even though Boss Trell did it and it is out on the internet now, the streets know before the internet. And whether he did it or not, there's still something in me that, like I said, I will always say I feel Boss Trell shouldn't have made that post. Considering how fast Boss Trell was killed after making that post shows that maybe O Block was behind it. And the post that Boss Trell made shows that that's probably one of the big reasons why Boss Trell was targeted. Last thing is pride. Boss Trell, what I feel like he should have did was he should have just locked all the doors in his crib, had a few of the real members come over there and stay in the house or stay on the block until things died down. And when November 8th came, he could have just had someone pick him up early in the morning and take him to the airport. And Boss Trell could have left and put this pride to the side. But Boss Trell put his pride in front of everything, and he couldn't let go of the fact that he let someone take his gun from him. And now that they didn't want to give it back, he didn't want to look as if he was weak. Another thing is, Boss Trell, when he was killed, was not because the problem came to him. Boss Trell went over there, so that means he ultimately walked into the problem, pretty much asking for it. What Boss Trell didn't know was he didn't expect what the next person could do. So who knows that Boss Trell might still be alive if he didn't go over there, but that's besides the point. The point is that Boss Trell had a way out. He had a bus ticket. Boss Trell didn't make the wise decisions. That's what ultimately led to his fate. Boss Trell will always be remembered on the STL, EBT, 63rd side. A lot of people, including Billionaire Black and FBG Duck and FBG Young and Lil J, has kept his name alive since his death in 2012. If you live by the gun, you die by the gun. That's all I gotta say for this story. Boss Trell, aka Max Payne. So now, if y'all like these videos, I made one video just like this one called Get Back Gang. If y'all want to see more stories, comment Chicago drill rappers or Chicago shooters that you would like me to do stories on. And I will continue to do these stories. I want everyone to subscribe to this channel. If you haven't, hit the black notification bell if you want to see more videos like this. This was the story of Boss Trell. Peace.